Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm here to tell you today that you are the creator and you are simply undergoing an experiment in separation, and you have split yourself from the whole in order to enter and operate this vessel of flesh. And this is essentially why those galactic beings, light beings, family, friends, ancestors, guides, higher selves that are watching over us are so interested and so invested in what you're doing here. And this is something that is very interesting to those who exist in the cosmos and in the ethers. So, before I get into the download from the Akashic records, I want to first tell you a story. And this is a story originally told by Kryon that I felt was very relevant to this lesson being relayed to you here today. So, in Lemuria, when the Pleiadians came there, they brought their teachings and their wisdom to the people, and they created a little game to play with the people, and they dug pits and they filled those pits with water, and they did it just perfectly that the water would reflect back to the surface, whoever was viewing, in a perfect crystal clear image of themselves. And they told the people, if you want to see the creator, simply look in the hole. And what they saw was themselves. And in doing so, they embedded this into their society so deeply that they carried this, and this teaching about who they really were echoed through the generations, and that civilization thrived for a very, very long time. Well, now the time has come for the experiment in separation to be over, and it is time to fully return into your power. And you do this by seeing the creator in you, seeing you as that, and becoming and embodying the I am. Jesus said when he was here that I am God and so are you. And that is something that you should hold closely in your consciousness at all times. Um, so this illusion is very good at what it does. It was built and designed to distract you from that, and it's been doing that for a very long time. However, when you begin the awakening process and that ball gets rolling, there's nothing that this illusion can throw at you that's going to distract you from becoming whole again. So I entered the Akashic records and I asked, is there something practically that we can do, that we can begin to apply to our routines to help better integrate and maintain that I am presence, meaning that we walk, talk, eat, sleep, breathe, interact with others, all through the perspective of the Creator. And not only do we see that in ourselves, we see that in everybody that we come across on our path. Okay? The God in me sees the God in you, and that is something that we hold and maintain 24/7. And in doing so, all of these old energies fall away and are unable to make their way back into our field. And the techniques I was given through the Akashic records were pretty simple, but I laid in bed last night kind of unpacking that information from 3 o'clock in the morning to 6. And then at 6 a.m., the baby wakes up, and it was a very long night, but it was very productive and fruitful because the energy on the planet on Christmas morning allowed me to sort of put aside the illusion and just live in that space of oneness that at sometimes can be very elusive and can be very hard to get back to and call to you. So one thing we can do that is ancient wisdom and an ancient practice that the Pleiadians originally brought here is simply look in the mirror. And we can, if you haven't looked into mirror meditations, they can be very lucrative for old souls who are awakening and wish to have some supernatural experiences. But we need to look in the mirror, but when we look in the mirror, we see the Creator. And we simply stand in awe of ourselves and all that we've created and all that we have come here to experience, and how we're bigger than any issue and problem that we may come across on our time here. And we stand firm in that space of gratitude and appreciation to the point where our cellular structure rings with that energy. And not only does it ring with it in that moment, but it attaches itself and it craves to be in a position where they can live up to facilitating the will of the Creator. So if you do this properly and if you do it long enough, your body's going to start to get chills. It's going to start to vibrate, and you're going to very noticeably experience this because your cells are recognizing that the Creator is home and the separation is over. And that's very exciting because that experience is very ancient and very sacred. And your cells are going to want you to know that they are fully on board with whatever it is you wish to create and whatever it is you wish to experience. Because the truth is, when you leave the space of separation and you return to the oneness, your ability to create and manifest is unmatched. And instead of just going through the motions, your cellular structure is going to do what they can to facilitate that creation. Now, technique number 2. I did this for quite a while last night, and it was a very grand experience. So you are going to want to enter a space of meditation, but instead of keeping your mind still and sort of just drifting off into the void, you want to create activity in the mind, and you want to have very strong visualizations. But what you want to see is people. You want to see people that you maybe loved ones, family members, friends, or even people through history, celebrities, whatever you choose to do. You want to see yourself as that person because you are them. You are part of the same soup as them. There is no separation at all. And by doing so, once again, you generate that energy of oneness that is going to dissolve the illusion very thoroughly. So, as you're doing this, let's say you see your mother in your mind. You want to see yourself having that experience. So, they are you, but with a different vessel, different Akash, and undergoing a different set of circumstances. You want to see that person and put yourself in their shoes and say, wow, this is me having that experience. This is what I would have done had I been in their shoes. So whatever you can do to generate that oneness and eliminate the separation, we need to do this, and we need to practice this, and we need to make it stick, because it's falling away very quickly, and the way forward is through this energy. And if you try to remain in a state of separation, your reality is going to be increasingly dysfunctional. And that is because our ability to manifest has been returned to us fully. So we've been training all this time to make sure that what we do manifest we do so with the highest intent. So the training wheels have been taken off, and whether you're on top of your game or not, you're going to manifest at a very high rate, because you've been an awakening old soul giving intent for a very long time. And now that intent is opening a lot of doorways to you, and the number one thing that is going to serve you and your way forward is returning to the oneness and remembering that you are the creator and that you are simply having a human experience. So let us now, in this new energy, transcend this linear reality in a way that cements us going forward in a state of mastery. Thank you very much. Goodbye.